What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I actually ended up finding myself going through some really old videos on the channel and I came across this 5 things I hate about my Mitsubishi Eclipse. And basically what I wanted to do is just kind of sit down, watch this video with you guys and see if I still agree with my younger self, because based on how this video is looking, I don't know what I was doing. I think I had just left my parents' house. I was in college and I was just, I don't know. I kind of want to show you guys, check this thing out. So I posted this video 3 years ago and it was actually my 10th vlog that I had posted on my YouTube. And well, it was pretty much the beginning of my whole quote unquote YouTube career. And the progression that I just see now to this is insane. And what's even crazier is the fact that this very specific video has 250,000 views just about. And if I would have known that back then, I probably would have been too shy to even post myself like that, because the Miguel that was in that video just wasn't as secure as I am now. The progression is insane. Let's have some fun. Let's look over this very old video and kind of see if we still agree with the things I'm saying here, because it's been a long time and honestly, I'm actually kind of excited to see this with you guys. So let's get it started. What's up guys, Miguel here again. I've been getting some requests from some of you guys to do like a 5 things I hate about the Mitsubishi Eclipse. I brought the car out. I'm gonna give you guys my top 5 things. And if you have any more, write it down in the comments, let me know. But let's get started. All right, so first things first. Sorry to say guys, but it's the owners. This does not conclude to all of us, only a certain percentage, but when people buy these cars, they're so cheap that they have a low barrier to entry. And because of that, you have kids from like high school, no offense guys, but like, you know, kids fresh out of high school that are getting these cars, you know, and they don't have much money and they're working minimum wage jobs, and it's okay, you know, but a certain percentage of us owners do not take care of these properly. Those pimples. So we buy these cars and then we hack them together. We buy eBay parts, you know, we do not do maintenance, which is the biggest reasons why these never run. And you know, they're putting like big turbos on them, they're adding intakes, you know, blow-off valves, and they're not doing any maintenance on them, and because of that they do not run, you know, correctly. And you have to understand that these cars aren't brand new. They came out like at least 20 years ago, so they're bound to break. That's what people do not understand when they're getting these cars. You know, they see a cool car, like I want to mod it, I want to do all this stuff to it, but do it right. If you get one of these cars, make sure you do all the maintenance, timing belt, all the oils, all the fluids, replace all the vacuum lines, make sure it runs no boost leaks. Everything is on YouTube, everything's on DSM tuners. You could do it, it's super easy. And if you're not mechanically inclined, find a friend. You know, that's how I started out, and have them help you out. So reason number 1 there was the owners. I think I still stand by this. So back then, DSMs were actually really cheap to acquire. We're talking $500 to $3,000 for like a GSX, which is really rare to see nowadays. And as you guys know, they actually recently started going up in prices like crazy. I'm starting to see GSXs go for like 10 to 20K now. They were cheap and easy to acquire, so you had basically everyone just running through them.
She belongs to the streets.
And since people never did any type of maintenance, these cars basically never ran. And now that I'm actually looking back, I do acknowledge that I actually left out a huge portion as to why I said owners. When I said owners being one of the things that I don't like about the Mitsubishi Eclipse, I did mean that with the community. Having a 428 or non-turbo car in the DSM community was probably like a death wish. I got the DSM, I got the 428, and honestly, I never got any help from the GST and GSX guys. I was always talked down upon. And I'm sure I'm talking for a lot of 428 guys, but we weren't as respected as the GST and GSX guys, which actually led to a really bitter taste in my mouth with those guys, because I had a bunch of guys just talk a lot of crap on the car. I put Brembos on a 428, and I'm sorry to say it, but I did feel like the GSX and GST guys had like some sort of superiority complex. I don't know, you guys let me know if you've ever had a 428 that you ever feel like you were talked down on, or you weren't seen as an equal to an owner with the GST or GSX. Because I experienced that in car meets, car shows, Mitsubishi owners days, Instagram, social media, anything. So that was a huge reason as to why I actually ended up Evo swapping the Eclipse. It was one of the reasons. I wanted to keep my 420 because it was my first car, it was my baby, and I had a lot of sentimental value attached to it, you know? So I ended up Evo swapping it, and it's kind of crazy because those same GST and GSX guys They give me props for the car now, but if we go back a couple of years, they were actually brushing me off. So it's actually quite crazy to see how people treat you depending on what type of car you have. So that was a big lesson to me, and I think that's one of the reasons why I mentioned owners. I'm sure it happens in other communities as well, but the non-turbo guys do not get, you know, treated with the same respect as the turbo model guys. So it's, at the end of the day, it's a chassis, it's just a car. It doesn't make you a better person. And if you do have a turbo model GST or GSX, do not treat the 428 guys like they're less than, because honestly, we're all humans, we're all equal. And you shouldn't be doing that, because it does take a toll on these people. Until this day, I still remember being treated like that, and I honestly do not want that to happen to anybody or any new DSMers that are getting into the game with the 428s. And I think this is why I actually hold the 428 platform very close to my heart, because it's where I come from, it's my origin. It's kind of what I was built on, and honestly, even though I am a huge 4G63 fan now, I still have a lot of love for the 428 platform. I haven't really been up to date with the DSM community. I used to be very active on, you know, the Facebook groups and stuff like that, and I used to see a lot of hate on there. But if it's still happening and you have a GST or GSX, please don't be that guy. Please help. I acknowledge a lot of these kids are new, they don't really know what they're doing. You know, just lead them to the forums, lead them to, you know, YouTube videos that have that knowledge or information, and help them out, because you were once that guy, and just because you went through that whole process of learning yourself doesn't mean that you should share that with the others. So that's my number one reason. I didn't expect to go that deep, but I do have that sour taste in my mouth of being treated less than because I had a 428.
Reason number two, the reliability. Since these people aren't doing everything correctly, these cars have the reputation for being unreliable, and they break down a lot. You know, there's memes out there of like them being on jack stands or crank walk and all that stuff, but that goes for any car. So these cars are known for breaking down a lot, but that goes back to the reason that, you know, you have people buying them and just straight out modding them instead of doing all the maintenance first, and this in cost causes a, you know, failure with the engine, transmission, anything. You know, they're older cars, sensors break, it's normal. So expect to do all this stuff. Now, when I started, this was actually a 428 model, so it was a non-turbo. It's a great starter car for some of you guys. If you're not mechanically inclined, I would actually recommend going that route, because that's how I started and that's how I learned all the basics. Once you're a little more mechanically inclined, then you could jump into a GST or a GSX. But if you're 16, 17, just getting your license, do not get a GST or GSX. You will regret it, you will sell it, and
facts.
The cycle's gonna continue. All
right, so my reason number two was the bad reliability. Honestly, I also still stand by this statement. DSMs are known for being unreliable. When it comes to crank walk, I still believe that's a myth. Out of the 10 years that I've been into the DSM scene, I only saw one GST suffer from this symptom, but besides that, I never saw it again, even online. So the whole crank walk thing is just a huge myth. I really don't believe it. But when it comes to the bad reliability due to lack of maintenance, is a very huge yes for me. I honestly, that's one of the things I hate about the Eclipses, and I'm actually one to blame for that. When I had the 428 Eclipse build that I turboed, what ended up happening, I blew like 5 motors. Why was that? Because I didn't take the time to properly rebuild the motors for them to handle the boost, which then led me to having a really unreliable DSM. This still stands as a fact, this still stands as true, and if you do want to start adding mods to your car, focus on maintenance first, do the rebuild, do everything right. That's something that I myself have learned over time, and I should have listened to this younger version of myself, because I shouldn't have boosted that 428 for the YouTubes. I shouldn't have done all that, and if I did, I should have rebuilt the engine properly instead of going through like 3 or 4 motors. I don't know if you guys remember, they're super old cars. These motors are extremely tired. These cars are known for being pushed, and well, nothing lasts forever.
right, number 3, the famous door handle. So if you own a DSM, you already know these tend to break a lot. Every DSMer I've ever met has replaced one of these one time or another, so expect that if you're getting one. There is a trick though. Believe it or not, I've actually never broken a door handle on this DSM, and I've had it for close to 7 years.
Till this day, I still have not broken a door handle, is because I follow this technique.
When you get the door handle, pull it open to where it opens, and then grab it from here. And that way you don't put any pressure on the mechanism inside the door handle, and in return you won't break it. So that's what I do, that's what I've done for the last 7 years, and it has never broken on me, so little tip there.
Yeah, so when it comes to door handles, it is a very common issue in the DSM community with the 2G guys specifically. They do tend to break. I've known a lot of people that have broken them over time, and I know they're a pain in the butt to replace. This car still has the original door handles, and I'm hoping to never have to replace mine because it's just really hard to get your hand in there, and it is a pain in the butt.
Thing number 4. If you have a DSM, you also know the infamous airbag. With sun damage and time, these tend to peel from all 4 corners. The best solution to that is going with the Carbonetics airbag delete. Again, you're gonna be getting rid of your airbag, so if you don't want to do that, don't do it. But what I did, I actually JB welded the corners a bit, which I regret now because I wanted to do the airbag delete, and now I don't know how to remove this. So if you guys know how to remove JB welds from like the interior, please let me know, because I want to do the airbag delete.
So I saw the Carbonetics airbag delete as a possible solution. Now, if you don't want to get rid of your airbag, just simply get another working airbag to replace with the peeling one. But it is also a very common issue in the DSM community to have your airbag covered thing just start peeling.
Is the rear seat space. So unless you have some like 4 or 5-year-old kids, you're really not going to fit anybody back here. There is like no leg room.
Still stands true. 2Gs have no space in the back, which is actually why I ended up caging it or having, you know, just the rear harness bar there. Unless you have really small children, and even then I really wouldn't put anyone back there because you don't really fit. I've sat in the back of a 2G before and it's not comfortable whatsoever. The best tip I could give you as a DSMer is, if you don't know what you're doing, get a non-turbo, learn on that. Once you're ready to hop onto a turbo model because you have more experience, then you do that. Don't turbo a 428, by the way, it's not worth it. If you guys want a video on that specifically, let me know. But the only way to actually make power out of a 428 platform is to basically go with an Evo swap. I wouldn't even bother building the 420 engine, because from what I've seen, you could make power if you go fully built, but at the end of the day, you're still front wheel drive. So if you want to do that, just get an SRT4. Otherwise, don't build the 428. Just get a GSC or GSX or Evo swap it like this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you on the next one. I had no idea what I was doing on that thing, but the video got a bunch of views. Honestly, I think I still stand with my younger version as far as what I hate about the Mitsubishi Eclipse. If it's a car that you actually want to get into or a platform that you actually want to try out, just acknowledge the fact that it's a very old car. It's basically just a high maintenance vehicle. Just from my experience of having it over the last 10 years, a high maintenance vehicle is not really meant for daily driving. If it's kind of like your project car or like your weekend car, it's perfect for that. It's something to build in your garage with your friends. It's a really fun platform, really good community. Of course, it does have its bad apples, like I mentioned earlier, but I do highly recommend the DSM all in all. Even though it does have these pretty well-known issues, honestly, it's not a deal killer for a lot of people. So the glow up is crazy, man. That's all I gotta say. I think even my voice got deeper. It's crazy how much you could progress in 3 years, but yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys have anything else to add, just add it down in the comment section below. And if you guys are enjoying these type of videos, also let me know. It's something new that I'm implementing into the channel. I do plan on making the videos where I rate my subscribers' cars. So you guys send me videos and pictures of your cars, and we do a little competition. And whoever wins, stickers, I got the jet tags and stuff like that. Kind of make it more fun, kind of make it more involved. I'm actually interested in seeing all your guys' cars, and I'm willing to give you guys my feedback on what I like, what I don't like, what I would change. I think it would be a really fun series to do, and it's something that I could do pretty consistently. So you guys let me know in the comment section below. I will be releasing that information soon on Instagram. But as far as right now, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe like I always say, and I'll see you on next week's video.